Jesus Christ reveals through Gottfried Mayerhofer. Secrets of Life. Chapter 8, July 29th, 1870. Fourth theme: Spirit, Soul, Angelic, and Divine Life. By spirit life, I actually mean the life of all those spirits or natural forces that affects the continuity of the entire material universe, or the existence and permanency of all metals, rocks, and earths. These spirits, which in everything constitute the actual carriers of all forms, all products, and all living beings, except for the inhabitants of the world globes who resemble me, are, although purely divine sparks, on different levels in keeping with their intelligence, and are placed by me into everything that exists. Thus, they imply the existence of the things and their perfecting, by also rising from one level to the next. However, they have no personality as yet, but are only intelligent in so far as they act on the matter imprisoning them for the sake of its stability, gaining more intelligence on each higher level of existence, first appearing as an urge, later as an animal soul. They gradually pass into a spirit being with self-awareness. In the great spiritual realm, these spirits correspond in the boy to the dormant urges and passions, and to the embryos buried under the snow, the first beginnings dormant in the plant seeds, and the animal germs waiting for the first impulse to begin their life and activity, to work their way up from the lowest levels until they reach the age of youth, when they, as souls, have more self-awareness, while still being led by the guiding rope of the universal great nature spirit. Waiting through all the worlds and spaces, it urges on every created being to fulfill its purpose, and is known to you as instinct. The soul life begins in an already more limited, defined form. It already possesses the quality of reproduction through sperm or procreation, and higher up in the animal life also more or less free movement. It is like the age of youth with its urges and to be acquired qualities in the preparation for manhood, the pinnacle of this existence. The mature plant or tree has already higher instincts, and its indwelling soul already strives towards something higher, towards the transition to the animal kingdom, while at the same time remaining firmly bound to the soil. However, there are also some herbs and climbing plants that even possess a pushing movement, and are therefore the nearest transitions to the freely moving animal kingdom. The soul of the animal, beginning with the most primitive mollusks and infusorians up to the apes, the animals that resemble you where your form, but only your form, not your soul, is concerned, all have the urge for perfection. To a certain degree, they have this quality to let them be perfected, and are able to achieve this, particularly the closer they are to man, and the more they are in touch with him. They refine their intelligence more and more, and after their demise, approach their destiny at a faster pace than the souls which are more remote from man, as for instance, the animals living in the depths of the ocean and lakes, and in the densest forests and wilderness areas. Instead of feeling an urge to approach man, they are his greatest enemies, who, instead of basking in the sun to warm them near him, are even after his blood. Most other animal souls are endowed with enough intelligence to approach you human beings, and if you knew how much love and devotion often lies in an animal soul nestling against you, which would feel happy if a higher human spirit would concern himself with it, you would certainly be amazed at the qualities present in such an animal, which would shame many a man and force him to humbly abandoning his proud notion of being the ruler of all that was created. This entire soul realm, with its millions upon millions of gradations, is like the end of adolescence, which pushes towards the maturity of man, or the male character, there to find its full stop on all the earths in the ultimately created, but already with purely spiritual capabilities and qualities endowed man, as the image of an all-embracing eternal God. Here, and in all material creations, man concludes this spiritual gamut, and through his struggling upward and spiritual endeavor, for he must spiritualize his soul in order to keep progressing higher and higher as a spiritual being. He is well on the road to angelic life, a life spiritually corresponding to manhood. There, greater, more serious tasks are to be accomplished, no longer for himself, but for many millions of other spiritual beings, for whose spiritual progress care must be taken. This corresponds to man's family life as a great plant nursery for God's children. For this level of angelic life, in particular, the inhabitants of your earth are chosen. All other living human beings and dwellers on other earths and solar worlds, if they want to become my children, have to endure this road of incarnation on earth. For apart from this, there is no other road to me, that is, to my immediate proximity, where I, in correspondence with human old age, as the most perfect spirit living only within my innermost being, am the final goal and the culmination point of all that is created, exists, and lives. This is then the divine life, a separate life, and yet through all, for all. It is the central, the culmination point, and, as shown previously, the point of beginning, like a circle representing my effect and my might, infinite, for everything issues from me, passes through all phases of possible changes, and then, more and more refined, returns to me. Thus you have here the 4 stages of spiritual life, in matter as something bound without self-awareness, in the soul as something active in self-awareness, in the spirit as something freely left to its own resources, and in me as God, creator and lord of the entire creation, as working and ruling alone, amongst other things representing also this highest level as the most noble and sublime, and not as an unrelenting judge handling the reins of all that was created, but working only with the gentlest attributes, namely as Father, and only through love holding everything together, embracing everything, and leading it back through mildness to my fatherly heart. Therefore, after I have gradually unfolded here for you, like a huge panorama, the entire creation, do understand, my children, what rank you occupy in this spiritual realm of living beings and spirits. Do understand your position, for what you were chosen, and with how much sacrifice I even reclaimed you in order to make you that for which, among myriads of beings, my fatherly love has destined you. Do strive for this. Grasp the fatherly hand that wants to pull you close to him. This fatherly hand which wants to spare you so many other difficult and tedious roads, so that you may soon come to him, who knows of no other joy than to see the whole creation of his great ideas and thoughts mirror itself in the spirit and the hearts of his children, and who, as reward for all he did, only desires that they, rushing towards him, confess and call him by the name, Father, who are we that you should remember us? So that I, as Father stretching out my arms towards you, may be able to reply, that for which I have created you, namely, children of my love, my children. Amen. Amen. Amen.